When I was a little girl, my dad would take my sisters and I to the fair. And one of the things that he really liked to do was the glass house. I don't know what it's called. It's just a giant house kind of place, and it's full of glass walls and mirrors and glass walls. I hated that place. I couldn't stand it. I would get so lost. I would get so confused, and I would just stand in there. My dad would be on the outside. My sister would be like almost to the exit, and I would be lost in the middle, and I would just stand there and cry for my dad, and he would have to come and get me. And I was thinking the other day about how the glass walls. Okay, here's an analogy. I'm gonna stretch and make this happen because it just like came into my head. I'm like, those glass walls are kind of like the boundaries we set in our lives and or fail to set. The thing about being between those glass walls when I was upset and distressed, they protected me from other people who might have been lost and confused or upset and stressed. They provided a safe little space for me to break down in. And the other way to look at that is they guided me from start to finish. They guided me. They helped other people. They protected not just me from other people, but they helped keep me in my lane. They helped keep me in a safe spot where I could move forward in my life or in the house, and the analogy is in my life. But that's kind of how it is. Think about it. If those walls weren't there, a lot of times what we do in our lives is we don't set boundaries. We don't tell people, this is where I am, and that's where you need to be. And this is my bubble. This is my space. This is where I feel safe. Some people have a bigger bubble than others, and some are situational, bigger for different situations. And if we fail to set those boundaries, it's kind of like building that house with nothing but four walls, that glass house built with nothing but four walls. And imagine that, that's a completely different ride at the fair. That's like bumper cars where everybody's just running into each other and bouncing off each other, and we're going start to finish, and nobody's in their lane, and there's no safe space. I'm just in the middle of all the people. So I really want to encourage you today to think about your glass walls. Think about your boundaries. Are you setting proper boundaries? Are you providing yourself personal space, time in the afternoon to just chill and be alone and take a walk? Are you allowing whatever that boundary looks like to you, that personal space, that self-care space, that space to be and grieve if you're grieving and feel the joy that you're feeling and process that problem you're working through? Are you providing yourself boundaries, not just for personal care, not just for thinking and processing your life, but also boundaries to say, this is what I accept, this is what I don't accept, this is how far I let you into my life, this is what I expect if you let. Are you setting those boundaries? Think about your glass walls. What's your glass castle look like? What do your walls look like? Are you setting the proper boundaries? And that's what I want to encourage you to do today, is to think about, what does your glass castle look like?